I want to talk about the next generation because the next generation, I think, is cooked, as the next generation says. Now I'm talking about Gen Z and all the future car generations that will come after Gen Z. So I want to kind of talk about what I think are going to be some big struggles for future car enthusiasts. Like the future generations, what are they going to struggle with in terms of actually enjoying cars? So jumping right into it, the first point I'm going to talk about is price. Cars are now so ridiculously expensive, guys. It's ridiculous. Car prices here are pretty expensive, and they every single year just go up and up and up, and car prices never really seem to come down all that much. It's a real shame because cars that you could once get into for fairly cheap and actually enjoy, you can no longer enjoy for cheap. Back in the day, you could buy, an old Honda Civic, you can price it out, do all this crap to it, and you can have yourself a fun little car that you enjoy. You can buy a Miata, which was very cheap back in the day. Now Miatas, you're still looking at like almost $10,000+ nowadays for a Miata. A freaking Miata, guys. Like, that's insane. The JDM cars, German cars, pretty much all your typical like entry-level cars, they've all been affected pretty much the same way, with their prices being jacked so high up nowadays. And I think that's going to be a big struggle for the future generation of car enthusiasts, because you guys are not going to be able to buy and enjoy cars the same way that the generation kind of before me was able to. We're kind of like on the cusp where we were able to get into certain cars, but we're also locked out of a lot of cars. Not so much in that we can't necessarily afford them, but in the sense that the value is not quite there anymore for that car. Like, can I afford a $10,000 Miata? Sure. Do I see value in paying $10,000 for a Miata? No. So that is really what I think the problem is as these car prices naturally go up, it's going to be so much more difficult to get into enthusiast cars. The second thing that I think the future generation's really going to be struggling with is those of you guys that base all your enjoyment of cars off social media. You see, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, and that's all you see on social media, to where nothing in between you're really going to care about. Take my BMW M2, for example. This is a prime enthusiast car. Like, it has a 6-speed manual. It has enough horsepower that it's really fun on the roads. It's not an absolute rocket ship by any stretch, but on windy, twisty roads, this thing is a blast. It's a proper enthusiast car. And yet, it's a car that many people, as is, overlook. And then you look at the next generation, and they're going to overlook it even more, I think. Eventually, I think this might become a collector's item for certain reasons. I'll make a separate video on that at some point in time. But I think this is one of those cars that is just going to be overlooked. Same thing with a lot of maybe entry-level AMGs, or, the Z generation of BMWs. The Z3, Z4. Like, people aren't really going to care about those cars anymore, because they're going to only care about, like, the full, like, M3, M4s. They're going to care about, the 911s. They're going to care about the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis. And I think that social media effect already exists. And you can kind of see this effect, too, on, like, the upper end of these cars, too. Like, everyone obsesses about the Koenigsegg's, the Bugatti, Pagani, all the hypercars. But people also miss out on a lot of the cool cars that aren't really up there, right? Like, everyone's dream car is all of a sudden a Koenigsegg. Everyone all of a sudden says their dream car is a Bugatti because of Mr. Bugatti, right? And okay, fine, it's a great car to aspire to own one day, because it requires a lot of work to be able to achieve. But no one ever says their dream car is, 812 Competizione. No one ever says their dream car anymore is, Lamborghini Aventador. No one says their dream car is, a 488 Pista. Like, all these really awesome, phenomenal cars in kind of like the mid-range of the elite upper range. No one really talks about those cars as much because they worship the hypercars, like the absolute pinnacle of hypercars. Now, from just purely making a financial statement about yourself, okay, fine, I get it. But this video is from the perspective of being a car enthusiast, truly enjoying cars, enjoying the whole spectrum of cars. Like, I could have just as much fun in a Miata just pushing that red line, getting it to go, as I do with my M2, or as I would with, one of my dream cars, which is a Ferrari 360 or a 430. I could have just as much fun in any of those cars. They all have different kinds of fun. They all portray a different image. They all drive differently, but I can still enjoy them very thoroughly. Whereas the future generation, I think, is really going to miss out on that. And that's just from a lot of what I see online, a lot of the comments I see on different videos, and the way people talk about cars. It's really changed over the years, and some things have been for the better. Like social media, obviously nowadays you can see cars and be motivated by certain cars that once upon a time ago, you never even knew existed. And now you can pretty much see how it drives, how it looks. You follow owners who talk about how they achieved them. It's a beautiful thing, but something for something, right? There's always going to be some negative to everything. The next generation is driving now. And soon, the following generation is going to be driving. As we age, it's weird that once upon a time ago, I was being taught how to drive, and now I'm passing that knowledge on to someone else. And it's really weird. And it kind of shows the importance of, if we want to preserve the car enthusiast, we need to do it now. Like, now is the time. Because now is when we're really getting the next generation ready to go, ready to drive, ready to enjoy these cars. So that's my video for today. If you guys enjoyed it, leave me a like. I would definitely appreciate it. Subscribe, as I'm pushing towards 1,000 subscribers. I have just about 250 more to go, and then we're monetized, guys. So I'm just so close. So if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. And that's going to be it for this one. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And that's all for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time.